I am back, my fellow Weebians, to give you What If Deku was Sub-Zero Part 2, and you guys crushed it. The views went up. I mean, like, I'm pretty happy. You really wanted that Sub-Zero badly. Understand? Let me look at the thumbnail, my guy. Look at Deku. You look all fresh and shit. He about to get freshened over that. Female Todoroki. I'm playing. But we asking, Chosen, why the fuck you made Todoroki female? Or, you know what? Any character female. Isn't that little, how should I say, backhanded? I mean, you do videos about how Todoroki and Deku be kissing, or live videos, and yeah. Ooh, I know that sounds very bad about me, but the thing is, not gonna lie, but if Deku was gay and Todoroki was gay, it would be like super weird. I mean, if they were both gay, I will see it happening, but they're not. So I rather change their gender than their sexuality. Bam, you know what I mean? Is that your cover story? No, it's not. Stop that. Don't think that. By the way, like, it's not what it looks like. But enough of that. You're here for this what if and not me rambling. So where I left off where Izuku was chasing his rival. I mean, it's been a week since the thing, and he beat Bakugo, and Bakugo's still pissed about that. So Bakugo keeps sending him pictures of Izuku in his All Might undies, and under the picture he says, imagine wearing this in your first day or some shit. And Izuku keeps deleting it, but Bakugo just spams my guy. And Izuku calls Bakugo, he's like, are you gonna stop or what? And Bakugo's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Can you stop sending me that picture? It's very embarrassing. Oh, Deku, you're showing emotions? You know, I can show emotion, or I can feel emotions, but I can't project it on my face, Bakugo. Is that anger I hear? Oh, I can't wait. I hope they let us spar in UA. I mean, we could do it outside in Dagobah Beach, Deku. And Izuku's like, oh, what's this name? Bakugo's like, I gave it to you before you beat me. Never mind about that, but you're useless. That means, and you know, Bakugo made the name to despite about Deku because he was mad about losing, so he just made up the name. So like that's, and Izuku's like, so I'm useless, but you lose someone that was useless, so that makes you double useless, Bakugo. Or should I say, Bakuho? Bakugo's like, what the fuck was that? He hangs up. And Izuku just lays on his bed, and he just it's so hard for him to just make a little smile, but he makes a smile, and my boy Deku's getting it. But yeah, Izuku is on YouTube scrolling stuff like that, and he dozes off, and the next day Izuku wakes up. He's like, oh shit, what time is it? Izuku looks at the thing. I'm almost late. Izuku's like jumping in midair to be like grabbing his clothes and putting it on very fast. He opens the door, and Inko's like, don't be late, sweetie, giving him a piece of toast like he did in middle school. He puts it in his mouth, and Hisashi's like, see you later, slugger. Don't be late for your first day in UA. And he's like, don't worry, father, I'm not. He opens the door and leaves. You know, honey, I don't know why, but I was always proud of him. Like, everything he did. I mean, Inko's like, I mean, he never cried. He always obeyed us. Like, he's basically the perfect child. But sometimes I wonder, is he ever gonna show emotion again? Inko's like, maybe, when he gets his first crush. Like me and you back in the day. And Hisashi laughs, kiss her wife. And then we go back to Izuku. Izuku was running, dashing. And, Izuku was running very fast, and he makes it to UA. In the front of the gate, he sees Bakugo. Bakugo gets in. He's like, looks like I'm the first one, Deku. And Izuku's like, yeah, you might be first, but you first get your ass whooped. I'm playing that. He says nothing like that. He's like, fine, you win this one, but not next time, Bakugo. Bakugo's like, okay. If you didn't notice, I was imagine Bakugo saying that, but his teeth was clenched. They're running into class. They open the door. We see Aizawa was like, you guys are almost late. If you're late again, you're expelled. You understand? Azuku's like, yes, sir. Bakugo's like, expelled? Can you really do that? Azuku's like, well, I read up about him. He expelled it his last class. And Bakugo's like, really? Dang, this guy's hardcore. I like him as a teacher then. Azuku's like, huh? Aren't you supposed to hate him or something? And Bakugo's like, what? Why? And Azuku's like, never mind. They both sit down, blah, blah, blah. As I was talking about this, Mochi Girl, if you don't know who that is, Ochako, asked, aren't we having orientation? And I was like, nah, homie, we're not. Now, here's this. Go outside, and I'm gonna see if your quirks are good or not. It's all about saving people instead of doing dumb shit. He jumps out the window and passes out while doing it, then wakes up in midair, then lands it. It's like, shit, I really need to be asleep. Well, Izuku is trying to find his way to the lockers. He kind of bumps next to this one girl. How should I say? Shoko? Shoko's like, oh, I'm sorry. And Izuku's like, yeah, that was my bad. I was not looking where I was going. And she's like, yeah, me too. Shoko's like, God, he's hot in person. I'm playing. But she's experiencing heat from her cheeks or some shit like that. Izuku's like, are you okay? And she's like, yeah, I am. And then she runs a little faster, and she's like, is that girl right in the head? Yeah, no, Izuku, he is emotionless and very smart, but he's very, how should I say, dumb at the same time. You know, the regular anime protagonist. The anime protagonist that's always dumb and can't think and always stupid and needs help in life. Like, get smarter, my guy. Yeah, but Izuku's like, I feel like I messed that up. And Baku's like, oh, poor Deku. Look at you. Who's she? You're going behind girls behind my back? How silly of you. And Izuku's like, you should not be talking, Bakugo. Aren't you going with the little mochi girl over there? And Oshako's like, oh, what? She covers her face, and Baku's like, he grabs Izuku by the neck and starts giving him a nookie, and Izuku's like, stop it. And Baku's like, till you apologize. Izuku's like, never. Izuku makes his two fingers cold and touches Bakugo in his, how should I say, chest. Bakugo lets go. He's like, that was freaking cold. We see Izuku speed walking to, and then he finds the locker. Bakugo opens the door. He's like, hey, you're not getting away with this. Oh yeah, we have that thing outside. I should get ready. Never mind, Deku. Next time. Izuku and Bakugo takes off their shirts, and we see Kirishima coming out, no homo, from behind. He's like, whoa, you guys are hot. I'm playing. No, he's like, yo, you guys are killer. Look at you. You guys are shred. And Izuku's like, I never noticed. And Bakugo's like, hell yeah, I'm shred. Me and Deku be lifting. You know, the usual. I mean, I'd be lifting more because I'm the great Baku. And Bakugo's cut off. And he's like, yeah, we've been lifting and stuff like that. Izuku responded to Kirishima, and Bakugo's like, you really gonna cut me off? I was gonna say my great Bakugo. Izuku's like, oh, I'm sorry, Bakugo. I forgot. Bakugo's like, oh, you damn Deku. I get my hands on you. Izuku's like, oh my, I'm so sorry. I must be, how should I say, shiver me timbers scared. Bakugo's like, oh, when I get my palmed hands, exploding fingers on you, you're gonna pray to your fucking ice god. Mercy. Izuku's like, yeah, you can say all that, but it's never gonna happen, buddy. He taps Bakugo on his shoulder, and then he leaves to go outside. Bakugo infuriated, but he's like, that is my damn rival. So Bakugo goes outside, Kirishima goes outside, the rest of the class go outside. You know, they're lined up in order and stuff like that, and we see Izuku. Wait, let me give you the lineup. It's Bakugo, Izuku, Shoka. Actually, no, reverse that. It's Mochi Girl, Bakugo, Izuku, and Shoko in a live position. And thunder. Sorry, my bad. I heard thunder. Yeah, in those 4 positions in a run class, doing the lineup and stuff like that, you know, because they don't want to get in, they don't want to get in Aizawa's bad side. You know what I mean, guys? Like this dude. Yeah, but enough of that. Correct neck. And yeah, Aizawa was like, okay, Zuku, right? And Zuku's like, yes. Throw this ball. You got the top scorer in the UA entrance exams. And Bakugo heated, and Zuku just looks at Bakugo. You know, he does the most smuggiest shit. No man, he smirks, looks at Bakugo. His eyes are dull. He just smiles at him. He's like, imagine being second place. Suzuki says it starts walking to the spot where Aizawa told him to be to throw the ball. Bakugo's fucking destroying the world. And Mochi girl or Ochako was like, you should call him down. Bakugo looks back, and for some reason his anger is all gone. And Zuku's like, yeah, that's funny. That's hilarious. So you looking at him, looking at Ochako, gives her a thumbs up for doing that. And Ochako just does the same thing with a smile. We see Zuku get to the podium. He cracks his neck. Aizawa throws a ball, and Zuku, his eyes were closed when he was cracking his neck, and he grabs it without even noticing it. He's like, "Oh shit, I did that." Aizawa was like, "This kid, this kid, showing off, huh?" We see Zuku be in the the throwing position. He's like, "Oh shit, it'd be imagine. If only, it'd be cool if he can freeze time." Because that's the thing, but nah, he's not gonna do that. He's Subzero, not some other guy. But Zuku goes into position. He's training, and yeah, Zuku makes the ball filled with ice. I know it's gonna be harder to throw, but watch. He throws the ball in the air. He makes the ice bat, and he freezes the ball in midair. For some reason, it doesn't fall down or nothing. No. He freezes the ball in midair and it just stays in midair. Zuku makes an ice bat and keeps hitting it. He just hits it, and then his bat breaks, and Zuku looks at the crowd and or the students, and they're like bewildered, like, why is it standing in midair? Isn't this cork ice or something? And Zuku just looks at the ball. And it just defrosts and flies in the air. It just going meter after meter, just like all that. And he makes up to 1,638 meters. Bakugo's clapping a little, you know, he's like, yeah, that's good, but let me show you a real thing. And I was like, okay, second place. And that just destroys Bakugo's pride. Bakugo's like, don't say second place. And my bad, Azuku was walking to Bakugo. He's like, what do you mean? You are second place. Bakugo just looks at Azuku like, bro. No, not even in his Bakugo voice. No, he's like, bro, if you keep talking shit, I'm gonna blow off your face, broski. We're friends. We're rivals. But if you keep doing that, bro, I promise to you, you're gonna blow up. And Azuku's like, yeah. You say all that, but you're probably not gonna do nothing. You know who's the strongest between one of us. And Bakugo's like, oh yeah. Bakugo gets in the podium. He's, my bad, not podium. He gets into the spot, and he gets ready. You know, things like that. He grabs the ball in his hand, and he's gonna pitch that thing. He's gonna put a little spark behind it. He throws the ball, and it explodes, you know, doing the regular Bakugo thing. But it's much bigger. It's like a little AP shot in his hands. He shoots the ball so fast, it hit 1,780 meters. Bakugo looks at Azuku like, yeah, I just beat your high school like it was nothing. Azuku just pissed off. He's like, what? And like his mouth is like, his breath is freezing. He's like, what? Bakugo walks up to Deku. He just looks at Azuku. He has the smuggest fucking face. No, not even close to smugging. It's just like, it's so like up you fucking loser, so hard that Azuku could just feel it. And Bakugo just smiles to look at Azuku. He's like, wow, Dang, I beat you twice today. Imagine losing twice to your rival. Let's see that. That was 99, 99 and 1. Wait, my man. Zuko's like, you say 99 to 1? And Baku's like, I mean 100. 100, 101, 102. Wait, 100, just 102. I got 102. Zuko's like, well, I still have 100, you know, after beating you in the entrance exams to get wrecked, loser. Zuko says in his monotone voice. Baku's like, I don't want to talk about that. I really don't want to talk about that. Yeah, I don't want to talk about that. Baku says. And, you know, everyone does the same thing. Shoko does the same thing. But we see the scores. And now this is the big thing. This is the biggest thing the whole day. Like, we see everyone do the things, but Zuko and Baku were just on top. Like, they were not losing once. And Bakugo was beating Izuku, but till it came the race. Bakugo's like, you ready to lose, Deku? And Izuku's like, yeah, let's see. Bakugo waits and Izuku waits, and it says, Aizawa shoots the gun in the air, the starting pistol. Bakugo flies off, but Izuku just taps the floor. Everything just turned into frozen. Bakugo laughs, and he's like, Izuku, I'm flying in midair. How's that gonna help you make me slip? He sees Izuku gone while Bakugo was looking behind him. He's like, where did he go? And then he sees Izuku in the finish line. Bakugo gets to the finish line. He's like, how do you? And then Bakugo remembers Izuku can teleport when the ice is beneath them. And he's like, Bakugo's like, oh, you bastard. You bastard. Wow. Izuku's like, oh, Bakugo, what is this? Izuku says as he put his hand, it just keeps going up and it's showing an L shape. He's like, yo, Bakugo, are you taking this for me? Here, my guy. Take care of it. It needs 5 meals a day. It's very hungry for you taking these L's the whole day. You know what I mean? Bakugo's like, oh, let there be fighting because I'm gonna wreck his ass. You know, regular Bakugo shit. And stuff like that. While we see a Bakugo getting all mad and stuff, you know, and stuff like that. But we, after all that stuff about him being mad, we see him, no, we don't see him. We see everybody in the same spot as last time, doing, waiting for the results. And, you know, I mean, we all know what's gonna happen. We see Izuku and Bakugo in first place, but did Izuku beat Bakugo? Bakugo is still mad about this outcome. Izuku just smiling like, yeah, I'm that guy. I'm really that guy. Bakugo mad as hell. He's like, did I just lose again? And Ochaka's like, calm down. And Bakugo looks at Ochako, but he was mildly mad. He was not mad as before, but he was, you know, Ochako was the only one that's calming him right now. Yeah, and Shoka goes up to Izuku. She's like, wow, you got first place. So, my father doesn't like you. And Izuku just takes aback by this, like, that was out of nowhere. Izuku's like, well, why? He's like, well, you have a stronger ice power than me. Izuku just noticed she does have ice powers. And why is her hair red on the other side? Izuku's like, oh, so you have ice powers too? Izuku says, and she's like, yeah, I guess I do have ice powers. And Izuku's like, why? So why is the half of your face red? That triggers her little memory and shit like that, about her mom burning her what was it? Her left side, and she's like, nothing. And it's such a cold, like colder than Izuku ever did before. And yeah, Izuku noticed like really hard. He thought, that used to be me. Izuku says, how cold she replied. It reminded Izuku about the past. Before he met Bakugo, he was a very cold person around the other kids. But for some reason, Bakugo's feisty personality and mean things, and you know, very social around the other kids, it kind of melted Izuku's cold side. It made him a more, you know, social. Izuku looks at her and he's like, dang, That used to be me. Maybe I can change that. Azuka says. And then he went into a kid. I'm playing nah. Kid. But Azuka's like, sorry if I touched a hot spot, a very heated spot. Maybe something that was burning on the stove. You know what? Your mom probably poured hot boiling water on your fucking face. I'm playing. Nah, he's like, I'm sorry if I touched a nerve. And she's like, no, it's okay. I overreacted. So he was like, so trauma, past, backstory, and she's like, yeah, something about my father. And Ezekiel's like, oh yeah, wait, I never did have a kid, so that must be you. It's pride, I guess. And Ezekiel's like, don't call him my father. My bad. Shoko said, don't call him my father. Well, Azuku doesn't have that trouble because his dad's pretty nice. His dad says slugger all the time. But yeah, Azuku's like, yeah, I wouldn't know nothing about that, even though. And Shoko got confused, like, why? Isn't he cold? Like, only cold people act cold when they're, how should I say, some bad shit happened in his life. And she's like, so why are you acting like a cold person? And he was like, my quirk, I guess. This isn't such an answer. And she's like, oh. She smiles a little and laughs. Ezekiel's like, looks like I'm melting her. Ezekiel wants to unfreeze this Shoko. He wants to bring her to the light. Naruto, her Sasuke. I'm like, Naruto, her Sasuke. Be the Naruto to her, the Sasuke. But yeah, as I was like, okay, get in the fucking classroom. I'm dead ass tired. I'm getting mad texts by Miss Joke. And everyone's like, Miss Joke, you mean the smiles here, right? And he's like, what? And he was like, everyone's like, nothing. Mina never did that little, speech about things, about, quirks cool. Because, as I was sitting in the morning. So yeah. We get back into class. Azuku's sitting down, and Azuku's about to talk to Bakugo, but Bakugo was talking to Mrs. Mochi, you know what I mean, or Mrs. Bakugo. Oh, sorry, just thinking about that makes me throw up. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, Bakugo's nice in this one, so I'll give it a pass. So Azuku's like, I got no one to talk to. Oh yeah. Azuku goes and looks at Shoko. She was also sitting next to him. He just never got to, notice that first. And Azuku just says, so, may you tell me your tragic backstory? And she's like, no. And Azuku's like, okay. Laugh, but you can see his face is just like nothing. You just him opening his mouth. He's like, yeah. But Azuku's like, so I have to get to know her for her to open up, huh? Azuku's like, sorry about that. It must be a touchy story, and things like that. And she's like, yeah, it really is. Azuku's trying his best to comfort her and stuff like that. And then Azuku hears the bell ring and stuff. He's like, oh, looks like we're about to leave. Shoko did take a liking to Azuku because two things: her dad doesn't like him, and Ice Quirk. My bad. Three things: Ice Quirk, dad don't like him, and he's pretty nice fellow, pretty nice person, but not no nice guy. You know what I mean? Azuku don't truck them cheeks. You know what I mean? Drop. I'm playing. Stop. But yeah. But Azuku is a very good person. She noticed. Not the person that will beat his wife to get his way. But that's so fucked. He did though. But yeah. We see Shoko, talking to his father and shit like that on the phone because he kept calling her and shit like that, talking about how was the first time you were. And Azuku's like, so is that your father? And she's like, yeah, he keeps bothering me, calling me. Azuku grabs her phone and just hangs it up. And she's just like, could you be my husband? And Azuku's like, what? I'm playing that. She doesn't say that. She's like, wow. Azuku's like, you okay? You're staring a lot at me. And she's like, did you just hang up on my dad? And Azuka's like, yeah, tell him that I grabbed her phone and hanged it up so he can hate me more or something. And she's like, oh my, this man, he's such a charmer. But it's like, oh yeah, here's your phone. And then she noticed after Azuka gave her her phone, it has his number on it, and it said cold boy. And she's like, he's such a smooth talker. Azuka's like, I'm playing, right? He's not like that. He's like, you know what I mean? I just did that. He's like that guy. And yeah, Azuka gets home. He sits on his bed. He unbuckles his belt, puts on other clothes, home clothes. He sits down. Before he was gonna lay down on his bed, Shoko texted him. He's like, so you really think you're really gonna get away from texting me? Like, no, you're really gonna get away from giving me your phone number like that? It's pretty smooth, not gonna lie. And Zuko's like, well, I'm a very smooth person. I'm playing stop, but Shoko's like making like emoji face, like licking with the eyes. Never mind about that. It was hilarious in my head. Yeah, but Shoko was doing those eyes things and says, wow, that was really corny. And Zuko's like, I know. So, you know, they be talking about importance like that, you know, becoming friends, you know, there'd be more than friends later, you know what I mean, guys? But yeah, we see then the next day and stuff. No, a week later, Zuko didn't actually be late this time. He actually showed up early because he has 2 reasons to go to school: to be a hero, to meet this fine piece of ass. I'm playing. Stop. Isn't that dude a guy? In canon he is, but I made him a girl. Like, you're weird. You're weird. You're weird. You're weird, Chosen. Sorry, I just had to tell myself that because you're weird, Chosen, and stuff like that. But yeah, Zuko came for basically 2 things: that fine piece of ice and becoming a hero. So Zuko's just sitting down, you know, having his waiting for the other class, and Bakugo just noticed Zuko got early when he walked in. Like, there, like, Bakugo noticed Zuko's the only one there. He's like, so you're early too, huh? Bakugo says, and Zuko's like, so what made you early, little mochi girl? And Zuko's like, Bakugo's like, what made you early, huh, little Miss Osa? And Zuko's like, okay, that's a good one. But you really want to dig in on that little mochi girl over there, Mrs. Mochi, or Mrs. Bakugo in the future. Oh, and tell your mom I said hi. Zuko says, and Bakugo's like, what do you mean by that? It's just like, nothing. In a monotone voice. And Zuko's like, okay. Well, we know you're gonna be carving that big, thick piece of ice in that seat. You know, they're going back and forth just like that. And before the rest of the class get in, Bakugo stops it so they don't hear that little little quarrel they had. And yeah, we see everybody sitting in their desks waiting. Izuku is like dozing off. He's like, whoa, wow, this room is pretty warm. It's not warm, it was pretty cold in there, but to him it was warm. We see All Might bust through the door, coming in the door like a hero. Ha! Hello, fellow students. It's great to meet you. That's more like my guy than All Might. Hello. And was like, All Might. Izuku's like, that's All Might. You can see a smile on his face, and Shoka just noticed that. He's like, Izuku's smiling. Gives her a little smile and stuff like that, you know. Almost like, the number 1, the person I'm gonna defeat. You know, same old. But yeah. Well, that was happening and stuff like that. Omar's like, so you guys really designed your costumes and stuff like that. And he's like, so we're gonna do training simulation. And I was like, everyone was like, training simulation? It's heroes versus villains. He puts the card down and shows them. So there's gonna be 2 teams and another 2 teams. Each team is hero or villain. We're going by guessing by each team or teammates, something like that. My bad. We're gonna their teammates are gonna be chosen by just picking in a lot. And yeah. So that is happening. Izuku's thinking about like, so I can go against Bakugo or not even fight against Bakugo or join with Bakugo. Either way, joining him will be the best thing. More fun for me, I guess. No homo like it. Don't think about like it. Don't think about like that, bro. I'm stuttering because it's weird. But yeah, everyone goes out to City A, and they have their costumes. And Izuku, he pimped out with the Subzero outfit. He looking beautiful. Behind the letters, you can see how he looks like. You know, he got a mask, stuff like that, covering his face, stuff like that. You know, he looking lit. And I not gonna lie, bro. Make sure to be liking that shit. Like, really, his eyes are popping out and shit like that. I don't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, Izuku has his Sub-Zero outfit, and every woman's like, and Shoko's like, oh wow, he looked great in that outfit. Wait, what am I saying? Wait, what? No, I'm so make friends with him, not date him, Izuku says, so I can just bring him to my father. And Izuku walked out. Bakugo, he got it resembles a scorpion outfit. It really does, but it's not it. Though instead of he has the mask though, but he has his gauntlets with it, and he doesn't have no hood. No, it's just off. And his things that he has in his ears, you know, the explosion things. He has that. He has the masks too. Everyone's like complimenting Deku and Bakugo, how cool their outfits are. True rivals right there, and stuff like that. All Might's like, okay, settle down, students. It's time to pick out the lot. Izuku does it, Bakugo does it, the whole class does it. We see Bakugo, Mochi Girl versus Izuku and Shoko. Izuku looks at Shoko, and Shoko just looks at him. He's like, wow, what a coincidence. Or not coincidence. Look at your luck. Izuku's like, yes, I get to fight my rival and be teammates with one of my friends. Shoko's like, friend? I'm blind now. And she's like, yeah, let's do this. They both walk in. Shoko uses her ice in like the right side. Izuku uses his leg to fill the whole place with ice in his right. Oh, my bad, left. And the whole thing's covered. And Izuku's like, so now I can teleport anywhere in the locations. Do you want to prove your skill, or do you want this to be done early? And she's like, I want it to be done early, but be careful out there. Izuku's like, I'm always careful. Izuku teleports, and we see him about to touch the bomb, because Izuku's been teleporting around the whole building in like very fast speeds. And then he finds the bomb. He's about to touch it. We see Bakugo kicks Izuku. Izuku flies back without even noticing. Looks like Bakugo got faster, Izuku says. And Izuku does a backflip in midair. He teleports when he hit the back of the wall. Bakugo's like, so he can be anywhere. I have to get rid of this ice, Bakugo says. Izuku teleports right behind Bakugo. Izuku punches Bakugo in the air. He pulls the sword and he's about to hit Bakugo. Bakugo uses the explosion in his feet to hit Izuku's sword away and blow Izuku back. Izuku flies back a little and catches himself. He knows that Bakugo is gonna be a strong opponent, but Izuku feel like he got this. Izuku just he knees to the ground and puts his hands and palms on the floor. He makes spikes going around the building. Bakugo smiles. He's like, "You better give me a challenge," Izuku says. Bakugo says. Bakugo starts running to Izuku. Izuku's like, AP shot with both of his hands. Not with one. No. He's making both of them with his hands. It shoots through the ice, and Izuku's like, "That's a great technique, Bakugo. Be better," Izuku says. And Bakugo's like, your attacks don't work against me. And Izuku's like, attacks? You mean distractions? Izuku's like, Bakugo's like, what do you mean? Izuku had his hand under the ice, and it sprouted out and grabbed Bakugo's leg, and now it's freezing Bakugo's leg. Izuku was far away, but his hand teleported to Bakugo's leg, so now it's freezing him. Bakugo's like, you know, for someone so smart, you forget. Izuku's like, what do you? Bakugo blows off the ice and destroys Izuku's left arm. Izuku's arm was being all fucked up as shit. While that was happening, Bakugo starts running towards Izuku. Izuku's his left arm was all messed up. Izuku put ice on it so it not hurt that much. But then Bakugo is in the air. Wait, my bad. Bakugo was in the air after the little explosion. He's about to head down to Izuku. He's thinking, should I do it? I should. Bakugo's now spinning in mid-air. He says, over impact. All Might's like, you're gonna kill him! Stop! But in time, Izuku's like, well, looks like I have to stop you. Izuku conjures a wall, 8-layer wall. The explosion was so massive that it took a chunk out of the building. We see the wall decimated, but it looks like it protected Deku in the time. Bakugo's on the floor like, what? Izuku's not walking. He does have a damaged left arm. I think it was left arm, yeah. Left arm. Bakugo was on the floor. Bakugo was about to get up, but Deku grabs him by the neck. He freezes him in midair. Bakugo's like, I can't produce my sweat. It's too cold. Izuku's like, yeah, Bakugo. You might had protection in your feet to make you sweat, but your neck though, well, you should say you're not going to be making this win. Bakugo's like, no, I can't. Bakugo, he closes his hand so he can make sweat in his palms. Izuku's like, what are you? Bakugo successfully makes sweat. He blows off the ice out of his neck, and then he flies back. Izuku's like, you're a very strong one, Bakugo. But goodbye. Because this attack would destroy this building. Bakugo's like, what do you mean? He puts his hand under the palm, and he makes a glacier go straight to Bakugo. Bakugo's like, Bakugo's throwing explosions left and right, left and right, left and right, left and right. Bakugo makes it out, but then he notices Izuku's running straight at him. Bakugo had no time to react. Izuku hits him with the hammer he conjured off of his ice. Bakugo's in mid-air. Izuku makes ice come out of the walls and grabs Bakugo. Bakugo's almost frozen. Now, well, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news for Ochako, but she's KO'd. Come on, that's Shoto, but as a female, like, even though Shoko's all thinking about that. I'm playing now. Even though Shoko wanted this to be quick, Ochako went straight after her. She thought she had a chance with Shoko, but she didn't. But Bakugo was his legs and feet were in ice now instead of his head. Izuku made Bakugo a block of ice. Izuku walks up to the bomb. He touches it, and the hero team wins. Izuku looks at Bakugo. Bakugo's all mad. He's like, looks like I need more training. Izuku's like, yeah, you do. Izuku falls down and he passes out. Bakugo's like, Deku, I can't get out, Bakugo says. And he's like, is he gonna be okay? All Might says, we need a medic. We need a recovery girl. Bakugo thinks there's no time, so Bakugo moves his head around very fast so he can make sweat out of his head, and then he detonates it and explodes the whole block. He grabs Izuku. He's like, Izuku, are you okay? Izuku's like, yeah, I'm okay, but you really fucked up my arm there. It's bleeding a lot. And Bakugo's like, then freeze it, idiot. Izuku's like, oh shit, yeah. Wait, I did froze it, Izuku says. He's like, yeah, but it melted by my explosions, you know. I'm sorry about that. He's like, no, we're in battle. He freezes it again, and then he passes out. We see Izuku in Recovery Girl's office. Recovery Girl's like, that was a nasty fall, honey. You really hurt yourself against that battle against your best friend. And Izuku's like, yeah, it was really messed up. But at least I won, I guess. Looks like I won up on Bakugo. Get better, you loser, Izuku says in his head. And Baku's like, so, Zuko, are you good? And Izuku's like, yeah. But are you good? Why are you in the hospital bed? Looks like you gave me some, how should I say, frostbite. Luckily, they didn't have to cut off my arm because Recovery Girl here saved it. Izuku's like, oh, my bad. Stuff like that. And then Izuku hears a ring in his phone. And it says by Shoko, meet me outside. And Izuku's like, okay. And this is where I'm going to leave it off here. Yeah, I know, cliffhanger again. Frozen, what are you doing? Why are you doing this to us? Because I feel like it, you subjects. But yeah, see you guys later, and bye.